Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to room 9. I hope you're ready to have a good time. I am in the largest classroom in the region, and I'm here to teach a little ELA and math for my pre-K and K students. But like I always say, it doesn't matter if you're 2 or 102. I know you will learn something, but also you'll have some fun. F-U-N, fun. I work at Adams Elementary in St. Louis Public Schools, and I'm ready to get started. Let's take a look at our objectives for the week. Today, or this week, I'm looking for my bubble wand. It went bye-bye. Oh, there it is. My bubbles. Let's see if they still work. Woo! Lots of bubbles today. This week, students will, in ELA, you will use rhyming words and answer simple comprehension questions. And in math, you will understand relationships between numbers and counting. We will talk about subitizing and cardinality. Subitizing, we'll talk more about it, but subitizing is when I show you something, you automatically know what it is. If I show you that, it's 1. Cardinality is when you count, you remember the last number the last number on how many is in the set. We'll talk about that. But let's get started with some sounds. I'm going to tell you the sound. You tell me the letter that makes that sound. Oh, let me take off my hat first. Adams Elementary, Dr. Sanders. Here we go. Zzz. What letter makes that sound? Zzz. That's right, the letter Z. Z. Z, Z, zip, 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 zoop, 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 zoop. All right. What letter makes the L sound? L. What letter makes that sound? Yes, the letter L. That is correct. And what letter makes the N? What letter makes that sound? The letter N. You are right. And what letter makes that sound? X. That's right, the letter X. And one more sound. This letter makes 2 sounds. A and A. Apple and acorn. What letter makes that sound? A, yes. A makes 2 sounds because it's a vowel. It is a vowel. All right, let's look at a couple of our friends' names. Whose name is this? That's right, that is Sabrina's name. Let's spell Sabrina. What does her letter name start with? A capital S? Yes, let's spell Sabrina. S-A-B-R-I-N-A. S-A-B-R-I-N-A. Hi, Sabrina. And whose name is this? Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Her first letter is a K. Let's spell Kimberly. K-I-M-B. K-I-M-B-E-R-L-Y. K-I-M-B-E-R-L-Y. Hi, Kimberly. I think Kimberly knows this person. Whose name is this? Wesley. Hi, Wesley. How you doing, Wesley? Let's spell Wesley. W-E-S-L-E-Y. W-E-S-L-E-Y. Hi, Wesley. And whose name is this? Curly. That's right. I think Kimberly knows Curly and Wesley. Let's spell Curly. K-U-R-L-Y. K-U-R-L-Y. Hi, Curly. And whose name is this? Yes, that is Brandon's name. Let's spell Brandon. B-R-A-N-D-O-N. B-R-A-N-D-O-N. Hi, Mr. Brandon. All right, now let's look at our words that we have been working on for a long time. For a long time. These are some of our sight words. Sight words can be hard, but let's look at some of our words. And we're going to pick a couple to spell, but let's read them, and then we'll spell a couple of them. Away, came, down, eat, funny, good. Let's spell good. Read it. Good. G-O-O-D. Good. Help. Into. Just. Let's spell just. Just. J-U-S-T. Just. No. Let. Now. Old. Very. Let's spell very. Very. V-E-R-Y. Very. Who. Your. And zip. Zip. And we have some new words that we're going to add this week. And our first word is big. What letter is this? G. Big. That is a big lollipop that you're chewing on. Let's spell big. Big. B-I-G. Big. What word is this? Under. Under. Dr. Sanders is under the word. Dr. Sanders is under the word. Let's spell under. Under. U-N-D-E-R. U-N-D-E-R. Under. What word is this? Quit. Everybody say quit. Will you quit looking at Dr. Sanders on the screen? Please quit touching your friend. Quit. Q-U-I-T. Quit. And what word is this? Oohs. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. What word is this? Soon. Soon it will be time to go and you will cry. Wee. Soon. Let's spell soon. Soon. S-O-O-N. Soon. Soon enough. Soon enough. Soon enough. We will get rough. Enough and rough. Those are rhyming words. Rhyming words are words that sound the same, right? I'm going to give you a word. And I want you to think about a word that it rhymes, a word that rhymes with it. Let's go. Truck. Buck. Tuck. Puck. You like hockey? Yes. Puck. Uh-oh. Duck. Yes. If you hit the lottery, you have good luck. Yes. All right. You ready for a new word? Let's give a new word. Light. Light. Sometimes it can be bright. When you do this with somebody, you fight. You have good eyesight. When you're hungry, you take a big old bite. I should have said a very big bite, but we like big old bite. And if something is real cool, you say that was tight. That's old. All right, let's give you another word. Clock. Clock. On your feet, you wear a sock. When you close the door, you got to put the key to turn the lock. The clock goes tick, tock. in your over there, you can have a over there and look in your classroom. You can stack a block. A whole bunch of birds is a flock. Flock, lock, block, mock, sock, talk, rock. Ooh, don't throw that rock. One more, book. When you open a book, you take a look. When you do like this, somebody said you shook. A chess in a piece in a chess game is a rook. If you didn't take it, the past tense of take is took. Book, took, shook, look, duck. That's a nonsense word. Mook. Look. All right, boys and girls. Everyone, please stand. Please stand. You've been sitting a long time. All right, jump up and down 10 times. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Raise the roof 3 times. Go. 1, 2, 3. Nod your head 7 times really slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do the wave 5 times. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I say 7? 6, 7. All right. 10 jumping jacks. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's sit down on 3. 1, 2, 3. Up, down. Sit right down on the ground or on the chair or on the floor or in your seat. Wherever you are, just make sure you're sitting down. This week and this month, we're talking about Black History Month, or we're celebrating Black History Month. Last week, we talked all about, I get excited. We talked all about different musicians who made music. This week, we're going to read a book that is based on somebody who was from St. Louis. Her name was Annie Malone. So the author wrote the book about Annie Malone, but she made it into some great children's books. That it's Annie Malone's ABCs, Annie Malone's shapes, Annie Malone's colors, Annie Malone's numbers. And Annie Malone was a famous entrepreneur from St. Louis. She built a hair care line and had beauty schools all across the nation, and she was based out of St. Louis. And so the author gave me permission to read her books. And so I'm going to read her books and talk about Annie Malone. But an entrepreneur, you know what that is? Somebody who goes into business for themselves. Okay? And we'll talk more about that. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that do different things. But this book is called Annie Malone's ABCs. Annie Malone was also the first woman millionaire in the nation. She made $1 million. I wish she gave me $5, but she made $1 million. And this is the what? Front cover. This is the what? Spine. Can you see the spine? This is the back cover. These words are the title of the book. And the authors are Dr. Chajuana Trawick and Chauncey Trawick. Dr. Chajuana Trawick and Chauncey Trawick. What do the authors do? Write the words in the story. And it's illustrated by Thames Ellis. And what does the illustrator do? The illustrator draws the pictures. Before we read the book, I really want to introduce you to her characters and her stories. And it all has to do with Annie Malone. And again, I'm reading this with permission from the authors. Let me show you Annie Malone's characters, or the characters in this book. We have Sydney, the skin and scalp soap. Then we have Patty, the pressing comb. Then we have Harry, the hair grower. And we have Maxine, the mirror. Then we have Daniel, the deodorant. And then we have Coretta, the cold cream. They call Coretta Coco. And Maxie, and Harold is Harry. Sid is... But we're going to read about what Annie believed. The first is Annie Malone's ABCs. Annie believed in A, ambition. She was ambitious and determined. Annie believed in beauty. Her products improve beauty standards. Annie believed in cleanliness. She was clean and spotless. Annie believed in dignity. She was dignified and proud. Annie believed in entrepreneurship. She was a successful entrepreneur. Annie believed in faithfulness. She had faith and trust. Annie believed in godliness. She worshiped God in truth. Annie believed in hair care. She prepared hairdressing treatments. Annie believed in industry. She was an industrious inventor. Annie believed in joy. She was happy and delightful. Annie believed in kindness. She was kind and caring. Annie believed in loyalty. She was loyal and honest. Do you see the mirror? And the pressing comb? Yes. I think, let me see who that other person was. That was the cold cream. That was Coco. Coco the cold cream. Annie believed in magnificence. Her beauty business was magnificent. Annie believed in neatness. She was neat and orderly. Annie believed in opportunity. She gave opportunities to others. Annie believed in proficiency. She was effective and efficient. Annie believed in valuable beauty. Annie believed in quality. She developed valuable beauty products. Annie believed in respect. She was admired and respected. Annie believed in spirituality. Her beliefs were spiritually grounded. Annie believed in thriftiness. She was conservative and thrifty. Annie believed in uplifting. She uplifted people and communities. Annie believed in value. She had values and morals. Annie believed in well-being. She promoted health and safety. Annie believed in excellence. She invented excellent products. Annie believed in youth. She cherished children and orphans. Annie believed in zeal. She was zealous about life. That's the end of the story. Did you like that story? Every page had a different letter. You saw the letters, right? But it talked all about Annie Malone, who was an amazing entrepreneur. She was an amazing entrepreneur who made a lot of hair care products, beauty products to make people feel good about themselves, but she gave back. She was also, like I said, the first millionaire. All right, and that's Annie Malone's ABCs. If you see Dr. Chajuana Trawick and Chauncey Trawick, you say, hi, I heard your book. All right, and we'll read all about Annie Malone, and we'll talk about some other entrepreneurs as we go throughout the week. All right, let's do a little counting. You ready to do a little counting? Let's do some counting. Annie Malone had to count her money, didn't she? She had to count that money. Here we go. Let's count from 0 to, no, let's count from 91 to 100. Are you ready? Let's go. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Now let's count from 0 to 100 by fives. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. 100. Let's count from 0 to 100 by tens. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100! 100. Now let's count from, let's count by twos. Let's count by twos from 0 to 30 by twos. If you look at the number chart, the twos are in yellow. So you just got to say the numbers in yellow. Here, two, remember we're counting by twos to 30. All the twos are in yellow. So you just got to say the yellow numbers. And 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. We stopped at 30, right? And we're missing, who took the numbers? We're missing 16 and 26. We got to put our yellow on 16 and 26. We'll do that tomorrow, all right? Let's count from 0 to 10 in Spanish. Let's go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I paused earlier because we did it backwards, but that's okay. Now we're going to count backwards. We're going to count backwards, which it's just like what? Subtraction. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Woo! Subitizing is when you just know the number. If I put this up, you know how many that is. How many is that? 5. You know that automatically, right? So I'm going to show you some cards. And can you just tell me what's that? You should know that number. All right, let's start with this one. What number is this? You want to say it again? You should know it without counting. You don't have to count it. You should. That's right. That's the number 5. That's the number 5. Let's try this one. I know you know this one. What number is this? Just without counting, just tell me. 1. Yes, that's the number 1. Now, if you have to, you can count it. And if you count it, oh, look, there's one on that side and one on this side. It's just 1. If you have to count it, let's look at this side. If you have to count it, you can just say 1, right? But you don't have to count that. What number is that? 1. How about this one? 3. That's right. You don't have to count it. You just should know it. You look at this and say 3. That is correct. And what about this one? Yes, that's the number 2. Subitizing, when I show you something, you just say, oh, I know that number. Also, one other thing, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow, is you can count. Let's say you count them. 1, 2, 3. How many do we have? 3. That's right. That's cardinality in numbers, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. But you know what time it is now? Yes, that's right. It's time for me to go. But one more word we're going to spell. 9. Let's spell 9. N-I-N-E. 9. Thank you for being in room 9. Bye-bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.